Hey guys, Reversible Apple Films here. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Kershaw CQC-5k. Okay, so here is the Kershaw Emerson CQC-5k. What a mouthful. So first off, I usually shoot my reviews outside, or at least near a window or something, but today is a pretty, dull day in Florida. It's really cold outside, so I couldn't do that. And it's not very sunny, so I have a light above me, but it's not doing much good, so sorry about the lighting. So anyway, on to the knife review. So I got this knife from my sister, I think around December 20th, because we had to go to her house and open some presents there first, because she lives in Georgia, and we live in Florida. Yeah, she gave me this knife for Christmas, and I've been carrying it along with another knife that I got for Christmas since then, but I've been using this one a little bit more because I was going to review it first. So, let's get into the design. Overall, I really like the knife. It's got some flaws, but, all knives do. Let's look at the blade centering real fast. Blade centering is not that great. It's a little bit to the right. Yeah, you can kind of just move it with your thumb. But I usually don't care that much about that. It's not touching the liner or anything. Well, actually, kind of is. But it's not too big of a problem. It's still a really smooth knife. Anyway, this is a made in China knife. So this is kind of one of those like budget Kershaws. Much like the Kershaw Chill. Except this one has the Emerson logo on it, and it's designed by Emerson. It's got the wave feature. So it's going to run you about $30 rather than $20. Still, overall, I mean, there's, like I said, it's got flaws, but overall this is a knife I really like, and I would recommend it. I'm just going to start by saying I'd recommend it. So, looking at the blade shape, I guess you'd call it a clip point. It's got kind of a swedged area right here. It's got like a weird bump right there. It's got a thumb disc. And you can also open it with a wave feature. Most people knows how that works, but I'll show later, just if you don't. It is screwed in right there. There's a logo. G10 feels, I'd say it's comparable to a Spyderco Tenacious. It's a little bit better than the Kershaw Chill's G10, which is really smooth. But yeah. I've been wanting to really try one of these Emerson knives. I think they look pretty good for your money. You're paying about $30, same price as the SE Zenkudo. And I'm glad she got this one because I gave her a couple of choices of knives to get me. And I'm kind of glad she got this one because it is a liner lock, and I like liner locks. Nothing wrong with frame locks, but I just like how it has a scale on both sides. But that's just pretty much my opinion. The only thing really when it's closed I don't like is this, the end of the blade tang kind of sticks out right here. It just looks kind of sloppy. I tend to like the knives to carry a little bit deeper, but this is a, tactical knife because, I mean, mainly because of the wave feature, so you're going to need to, when you pull it out of your pants, you're going to have a little bit more room to grab onto rather than a deep carry pocket clip, which you'd have to kind of hold like this, and I don't know, wave feature might not work as well. But so yeah, I don't really mind the non-deep carry pocket clip on this, just because it is an Emerson design knife. So what else is there to talk about? Ergonomics. Well, first let's talk about the paint. Paint is holding up pretty nicely. I've been cutting a lot of stuff with it. I used it pretty much all throughout Christmas opening stuff. It's definitely got some scuffs on it. I don't know if it'll wear that good or that well over time. I don't know. So, it is made in China, like I said. Well, that's going to turn a lot of people off. That doesn't really bother me. I mean, it is only a $30 knife. It's got a little sharpening choil right here, so it's going to be a little bit easier to sharpen. And this is made of 8CR13 MOV steel, same thing as a Kershaw Chill. Great steel for beginners or people who don't know how to sharpen, because it's really easy to sharpen. But like I said, or not like I said, but the drawback is going to be, just having to resharpen it more often, which I don't mind that. It's kind of expected on a knife like this. I mean, I think you get your money's worth. You get really good. Here's the lockup real fast. I mean, you're getting G10, nice design. Like I said, the ergonomics feels really good in your hand. It's a little bit too small to be like a tactical knife. It's kind of just a knife I use around the house. That's pretty much what I use it for, so I guess just in general EDC knife, if you're looking for one of those for really cheap, it's a good knife. I do like the opening mechanism a lot more than the Kershaw Chill. This is $10 less, still a really nice knife. I really like how this is really slim. But, you know, this is a little bit more beefy. Like, it's got a pretty thick handle. You know, so you are going to feel that in your pocket. I've just been wearing it with shorts, and it hasn't really been a problem, you know, just around the house. But I do like the opening mechanism a lot more on this than the Chill. And it is really smooth. Like I said, it's a thumb disc. You know, all you have to do is just kind of like line your finger up on the bottom of it and kind of push upwards rather than kind of push outwards. I guess you could do that. Yeah, it doesn't really work. But yeah, kind of just push up. Pretty much the same as a thumb disc. I mean, a thumb stud. It's really smooth too. So deployment is going to be fast, but of course if you use the wave feature, it's going to be really fast. And I guess I'll show you what that's like now, but real fast, just wanted to talk about it. It is a little bit, it's got a little backspacer back here, but it's pretty much open frame, so easy to clean out. And other than that, you can swap the pocket clip to the opposite side. So yeah, I guess let's get into the wave feature. Alright, so here's how the Kershaw CQC-5k fits. I wish there was a better name for it. So here it is, how it fits in the pocket. Rides, you know, kind of high. But how the wave feature works is it catches on your pocket when you pull it backwards, kind of backwards and outwards. If you saw that. Let me try to get that in a better shot. One thing I did want to point out is if you can see my pockets right here, doing this over a long period of time destroys your pocket. The threading's all coming out on this, you know, and I know it's mainly because of this knife and using that wave feature to open it. So if you know, I would recommend if you're not like in a tactical situation or if you don't, you know, want to ruin your pockets, you just pull it out kind of straight up and then open with the thumb disc. Something to also point out is if you put it on the opposite side, like I got it on the left-handed side, you can pull it straight up and have a reverse grip in your hand. Well, that was kind of a fail. Kind of like trying to look at the camera angle. Not really in shot, am I? Kind of hard to do that. But with some practice, you can probably get better at it. Yeah, you really have to bring it outwards. Real fast, let's do the spine whack test to see if that liner lock is strong. So this is a piece of hard, dead wood right here. Actually, right here. Well, it did fail the liner lock test. I'm surprised, actually. Or the spine whack test. I always call it the liner lock test. So, I don't know, Kershaw just doesn't really do that well with their liner locks. Didn't have this problem with the Kershaw Chill or the Skyline, but I did have this problem with the Kershaw Blur. So, I mean, that's just why I don't think it should be a tactical knife. You know, it's got kind of cheap steel. I'm not going to say cheap construction. It's great for just like around-the-house EDC use or anything like that, or maybe take it on vacation and you don't really mind if you lose it. Maybe get one just to put in the car or something. But if you're really like a law enforcement officer or someone who's going to be using this for tactical purposes, I really wouldn't recommend it. I'd probably get like a real Emerson or a fixed blade for that. Just want to do a quick stab test just to see, even though I just did the liner lock test. That was pretty risky. I just wanted to see what would happen. I didn't know, I thought that wood was a little bit harder, but it's kind of rotten. So I just wanted to pry the wood. Didn't bend the steel or anything, and it held up. There is the slightest bit of blade play side to side, but it was like that when I got it, not from the test I just did. But yeah, I mean that doesn't affect you know what I think of it. I still think it's a great knife. Just, you know, it's $30. Really smooth, nice design, G10 handles. I always love that. I guess you could say it'd just be a great beater knife or something you don't have to worry about, you know, either breaking or losing, abusing. Alright, so here's a real fast cutting demonstration. I don't know how it's going to be. It's not very sharp right now. Came pretty sharp out of box, but I've been using it for about 2 weeks and haven't sharpened it, so it's probably pretty dull. I think it'll... I haven't used it that much. I mean, I haven't been like reaching for stuff to use it. I put it through some hard use kind of through the holidays. So ever since then, I've kind of just been like, you know, just grabbing it for when I need it, which isn't too often. So, you know, this is 2 weeks unsharpened with light EDC use. It's a little dull near this area, but you know, still pretty sharp. So, you know, overall this knife actually impressed me a lot. Well, it didn't really impress me. It's about as good as I expected it to be, and you know, nothing to complain about really. I mean, I guess you could say maybe that black paint on the blade might wear over time, but I don't know, overall I really like the knife. Like I said, it feels great in hand. You know, I mean, it's only $30 and you're getting G10, a really cool looking design. Yeah, I really like the look of it, especially the colors, just green and black look really nice together. You know, to someone expecting more, I mean, you know, like I said, it's only a $30 knife. Here it is. You know, here's the SE Zenkudo, which I always talk about. That's the same price, and really the only difference quality-wise is, you know, it's made of AUS 8 steel. So you're getting a little bit better steel on this, but plastic handles as opposed to G10. I like the G10 a lot better. So, you know, out of the two, they both have certain pros and cons. If I had to pick one, I'd say I like the... I don't know. My sister also got me this knife, so they're both pretty good knives for the money. Here it is next to a Kershaw Chill, by the way. Another nice budget knife. It's about $10 less though. Getting a little bit more blade length on the Chill, and just here it is next to a Spyderco real fast too. Delica, by the way. Yeah, so overall I like the knife. I'd recommend it for someone who's looking for a knife that's not too expensive, and you know, just don't expect, you know, too much quality. It's great to try out that wave feature to see if you really want to, you know, spend the money and get an actual Emerson. It's also pretty great for the people who just don't want to spend the money to get an Emerson, you know, and they'll never get one. So this is kind of a good design. There's also a lot of variety. You can get like Tontos. There's like a Bowie blade. There's like a spear point blade. There's like a small clip point. There's a lot of different ones. This one definitely is my favorite. Though if I were to get another one, I'd probably get the 6K, I think, with the Bowie and with the like clip point blade and the frame lock. Or I'd probably get the spear point one like this, but it has brown G10, and I think it's a frame lock too. I forgot the number of that. I think it's the 4K. But yeah, this is honestly my favorite though. If I would have picked one out, I would have gotten this one. So yeah, great knife. I'll let you know if anything goes wrong with it. So I will probably be using it a little bit more. I do like the little Emerson skull on the pocket clip. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I'll let you know if it if something fails or anything. But so far, it's been a great EDC knife, and I'd recommend it. So I'm starting to repeat myself, so I'm not in the review. And thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed it.